Oh, yes. It seems that in this breaking story, as we close in on the last few weeks of the election, all Donald Trump can manage to do is continue to stoke fear. Don't you remember when Obama was going to take everyone's guns away and the country spent $17 billion on ammo? No guns taken away. Remember when the Tea Party said there were going to be death panels because of Obamacare? Yeah, didn't happen. People loved it. And then the reality is this, the fact that Donald Trump has nothing left but to continue to make absurd fear claims, some just based on silliness and others absolutely bizarre. Before I get to that story in just a few moments, let's take a look real quick at some of these top 10 plus, shall we?
A statement. He says the rhetoric lies and exemplified by the false statements made by Comrade Kamala Harris during the rigged and highly partisan ABC debate and all of the ridiculous lawsuits specifically designed to inflict damage on Joe's, then Kamala's, political opponent, me. Because of this communist left rhetoric, the bullets are flying and it will only get worse.
Washington Post is highlighting what it's calling Donald Trump's laundry list of increasingly bizarre claims. But there is no question he has pushed the envelope in new and astonishing ways. Let's recap 10 of the most recent examples. Number one, his claim last week that a massive crowd at a rally for Vice President Kamala Harris, quote, didn't exist, and nobody was there. Trump wrote on social media that photos and videos of the crowd were AI generated, which they were not. Number two, that President Joe Biden prepared to have the FBI assassinate him when it lawfully seized classified documents from Mar-a-Lago in 2022. Number three, that it's the Democrats and their messaging that's to blame for last month's attempted assassination of Trump. Let that breathe for a minute. Number four, that Biden faked having COVID-19 last month in the days leading up to his withdrawal from the 2024 race. Number five, that Trump was nearly in a helicopter crash with former San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown, after Brown insisted last week that the incident never happened. A different black lawmaker from California came forward to say it was him in the chopper with Trump, not the former mayor. Number six, that Biden will try to reclaim the Democratic nomination at next week's Democratic National Convention. Number seven, that Harris only recently started identifying as black. Number eight, that the crowd at his rally on January 6th was bigger than the one Martin Luther King Jr. had for his famous I Have a Dream speech. Number nine, that other countries are emptying their prisons and sending criminals to the United States. And number 10, that the Democrats want to allow killing babies after birth.
Well, that's an oldie.
You know, if it was a top 10 list on Letterman, it would be funny, but unfortunately, it's the guy running for the president of the United States. And so what is his latest in this breaking story? What has he now said the Democrats are going to take away from you or ban?
They just come up. They want to do things like no more cows and no windows in buildings.
Not to mention some of the comments from this ridiculous expulsion by Trump. And I quote, this comment prompted Vice President Kamala Harris's official presidential campaign to react on social media. A confused Trump goes on delusional rant, the campaign wrote before quoting Trump. They just come up. They want to do things like no more cows and no windows in buildings. The popular Kamala Wins page on X wrote, in a stunningly senile and incoherent moment, Donald Trump is talking about how Democrats want to ban cows and windows in buildings. This is deeply unserious stuff, it added. Medical and science writer Carolyn Barber, MD, said, Trump now says that Democrats want to ban cows and windows in buildings. Honestly, is this 78-year-old senile convicted felon anyone you think should ever be trusted with America's nuclear codes? The guy is a lunatic. His brain clearly is not firing on all cylinders, Barber added. Noted body language commentator Dr. Jack Brown chimed in, no more cows? Then where do you come up with all this bullshies? Trump, it seems to me at this point that nothing is off base for Donald J. Trump when it comes to running for president of the United States. He will claim, espouse, and spew anything from vile to violence to absurdity to simply, utterly bizarre. He doesn't have any nuance. He won't even try. He doesn't care about the truth. Why would that stop him? He is simply who he is. He is a slick snake oil salesman who is not remotely close to ever having lived a life of 95% of the Americans in this country. So again, vote Harris Walls, because at this point, it's not a Democratic choice. It's an American one. Don't boo. Let's just go vote, y'all.